Yep. Yeah, what's going on, family? It's your man B Miles coming to you live once again with another video from the B Miles 84 Conscious channel. And this afternoon I want to come to you with another video talking about how white supremacy is on its last leg. And if you really take a look around, like, there's a lot of things that's going on right about now in white society, you know, that is really not pleasing to them. And if you take a look around, there's a lot of things that they're battling that that they're not talking about in the media. And I'm talking about, you know, there's a major heroin epidemic that's going on. Like, I'm dealing with heroin and opioids. There's they actually dying out, you know, from despair, you know, because of like economic situation that is going on. And also too, you know, the suicide rate from them is actually up. Their mortality rates are down. Their population is dwindling. And part of the reason why they are going so crazy, like I told you on quite a few videos, because they are really on their last leg. And not to mention the suicide rate is up real high. And not to mention a lot of the older ones, a lot of the older white ones are pretty much dying out. And then of course by them mixing in through miscegenation, by them mixing in, making biracial black babies, excuse me, y'all, by them making biracial black babies or whatnot, you know, it's pretty much hurting their chances because they already going to be the minority, you know, by between 2040 to 2045. And you know, anytime I'm talking about, if you take a look at the statistics, you know, from the heroin opioid epidemic, it is decimating them in record numbers that they never seen coming. I'm talking about over 59,000 of them died last year. They were saying 52,404 of them literally died last year. I'm sorry, you're back in between 2014 and 2015. Listen to the numbers. 52,404 of them died last year, and they said heroin is the leading cause of death amongst Americans under 50. Now, when they say Americans, they're not necessarily talking about black people. They talking about, in particular, white people, because the heroin and opioid epidemic over there in all of these places, in the suburbs and all of these rural white areas, it is decimating them in record numbers that they never seen coming. And then they said, back in 2016, over 59,000 of them died last year. They said more of them actually died last year than the whole entire Vietnam War, and more people have died than the AIDS epidemic back in the 90s. So you already know that is a problem. That's part of the reason why that they're trying to scramble to find the answer. And not to mention over there in Oregon, which is the white man's utopia, they actually planning on decriminalizing all of those drugs except for marijuana. And of course, you know, what else about to say? Their population is going down. Their mortality rates are actually going down, and everybody else's are going up. They are saying that there was actually an article saying there are more white people dying than being born in 17 states. And so you can already imagine, I'm talking about with the pre-existing conditions of that Trump care bill, a lot of them are actually going to be dying, because a lot of them over there in white society, they get food stamps, again, and also they get Medicaid. Now I'm not going to say other people don't get it, but the majority of them, 40% of white Americans are actually on welfare, and 79% of them are on the SNAP benefits. So Donald Trump is actually going to make those cuts. So so they already going to make a lot of cuts up on Medicaid, up on food stamps, and you already know that's part of the reason why that they are going so crazy, because you could pretty much say the fabric of this nation, of this civilization, which is built on white supremacy and white privilege, is literally dying out. Because anytime your people are going to be taking these drugs, and more of them, I'm talking about, they're literally being decimated in record numbers. 100 people die a day and 4,000 people a month, and they already on pace 65,000. They already predicted that 65,000 of them are literally going to be dead in 2017. So you already know that that is a problem. And then of course, like I said, you know, by the mixing and making biracial babies, that pretty much, that is like that is literally weakening their gene pool. And you can all and then at the same time, the suicide rate is up between the ages of 45 and 54. The baby boomer generation, they are literally committing suicide like crazy. Their suicide rate is already up. Their mortality rates is going down, and everybody else is going up. And then of course again, they were saying that the white population, the white alone population alone is decreasing, and the white population is not replacing itself. So you already know that it's a problem. That's part of the reason In particular, they attacking all peoples of color. In particular, black people that is in America. So you already know that they are looking at as a threat, because if they're going to be the minority in the countries where they call home, in particular here and also over there in Europe, that's part of the reason why they saying stop the white genocide. Diversity is a code word for anti-white, and they talking about they want to secure a future for the white existence. That's a part of the that's a part of the code word that they use called 14 words. I didn't use the whole entire thing, but I'm just quoting a little bit of what they're saying, because if you look at it right about now, we are in real time, we are literally watching the fall of Western civilization, and white supremacy is on their last leg. So if all of these things are happening to them at one time, they can't even comprehend. And I'm talking about, they saying they are dying from like deaths of despair, because I'm talking about, if you can't replace your population, that means a lot of your people cannot return to the workforce, and also to maintain their white power structure. So you already know the ancestors in the universe is at work eradicating them from the planet, because of all of the things that they have done, all the atrocities they have done. It's coming back to bite them, and it's eradicating them from the planet in record numbers that they have not seen coming. And that's why that's part of the reason why now they talk about the drug epidemic is a public health crisis. But of course, back in the day, y'all were literally saying that it was a war on drugs. So now you're trying to find the answer to try to stop the heroin epidemic. But of course, these people literally taking all of these drugs on their own. So how are you going to sit there and say now it's a public health crisis, and they're trying to find a way to decriminalize all these drugs? And it's just crazy of what we're seeing, and that's why you're seeing so much outrage. And they already got sold up by Mr. Donald Trump. Donald Trump is literally going to destroy a lot of those things that they benefit from, because Lyndon B. Johnson said this a long time ago. If you can convince the poorest white man that he's better than the black man, he won't even know that you picking his pocket. And guess what? Donald Trump literally picked their pockets, and that's the part of the reason why now that they're so angry. And white supremacy is on its last leg, and they trying to find a way to keep it going. But guess what? You cannot stop what's coming your way. They are literally reaping what they sow or what they have done, and karma has literally come towards them. So, I had to put together this video on my thoughts upon this. I had to share my thoughts upon this, shed light to y'all. Keep on liking and subscribing to my channel, and I appreciate the love. And this is B Miles coming to you live once again from the B Miles 84 Conscious channel. One love once again. Peace.